Thanks for joining us here at Rose Quartz Mediumship for this January energy update. The energy update can vary. If you are new to our channel, the energy updates in the month of January could be a tip, it could be things to consider, it could be things to expect. If you are looking for what to expect in the month of January, check out the tarot video. I will say that some of the messages that I want to talk about today in this energy update started in the tarot video. So go ahead over there and watch that if you haven't already, and we're going to revisit a couple of those concepts. So first, I just want to say welcome to 2024. I would really encourage you to be intentional with your energy as you move into the new year. I believe that being purposeful and intentional with our energy and our life, our reality, really ensures that we get the human experience that we're looking for, that we get the sensations that we're looking for. And that's really a big part of the messages that are going to be coming through today. So I invite you to do the work, to be intentional and purposeful with your time, with your energy, and with your reality, so that you do have the human experience that you're looking for. So there were two lines in the tarot video that really I wanted to kind of revisit in this video. The first was from the Moon card, and it was the last line in the book. And it says, "Shamanic lore explains the finest treasures of humanity are hidden where people are most afraid to go." And that message is very similar to a message that's out there kind of floating around in the reality, in the realms, about the magic that you're looking for is in the work that you're avoiding. And I believe that so intensely and so deeply, and it is one of the reasons that I think personal development work is some of the most impactful work that we will ever do in this human experience. And I have a huge commitment to my own personal growth and development, and I really encourage and expect people in my reality to do the same. I think that when we look at the darker parts of us, the spaces in us that we don't want to go into, we find freedom when we do that work. It really unlocks all sorts of things energetically. It unlocks all sorts of things in our 3D physical realm. And so I would just encourage you and invite you to be relentless with your personal development work. Now, part of personal development is knowing when to take a break from personal development. Personal development and shadow work can feel very overwhelming from time to time, and in particular when we are really looking in those darker places, like this card talked about. When we are looking in those places that we don't want to go, that we don't want to explore inside of ourselves, that can feel really intense, and it is really intense. So part of doing personal development and shadow work is knowing when to pause and knowing when to take rest and knowing when to take a break. If you are working on something really big, you do not need to roll into another really big thing. Sometimes it is beautiful to work intensely on a part of yourself that you are really wanting to heal or grow or shift or change, and then celebrating that shift and not necessarily always diving back into the next really, really deep space inside of you. Sometimes that pullback and celebration and finding balance is really important. Another line that, again, was from the tarot message for January 2024 that I really wanted to pull out and talk about was a very similar energy. The line says, "Do not seduce yourself with illusion." And both of those lines come out of the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. Really love this deck. I think that there are some really deep messages in there that are worth revisiting on a regular basis. If you don't work with the energy of this book, I would highly encourage you or invite you to do that. It is a phenomenal Oracle deck. So that message, I think, is really important. I think sometimes we do seduce ourselves with illusion, both inside of ourselves and in the external world. And so I just want to invite you to take a moment and journal about, or take a walk with, or do yoga with, or cook with, or take a shower with, or a bath with. However it is that you do introspective work, there is no wrong way there. I would encourage you or invite you to do some introspective work about where are you seducing yourself with illusions internally. Internally, where are you seducing yourself with illusions? And then externally, where are you being seduced by illusions? And when you take a moment to really do that work, to reflect upon that, to journal upon that, and be really, really honest with yourself, find yourself in a space where you are willing to be brutally honest with yourself, even if it makes you uncomfortable. And for me, I will say that when I'm being really brutally honest with myself, it oftentimes comes in the form of curiosity. I look at a different pattern and I say, what are the chances that I'm doing this or that? If I'm being really honest, why am I acting like this? Why is this a pattern in my reality? Why is this a way that I'm moving through the world? And I would just encourage you to do that work through the lens of play, if at all possible. And curiosity is a very kind of playful energy. And so for me, meeting very deep introspective work, like exploring illusions and where I'm being seduced by them, if I do that through the lens of curiosity, there is this kind of sprinkle of play in curiosity for me. That doesn't have to be true for you, but for me, curiosity involves a little bit of childlike energy, that innocent energy, that playful energy, that creative energy, and the introduction of just a hint of the energy of play into deep shadow work and introspection is, for me, really priceless. It allows me to do that work in a much more comfortable way. And so if you don't already, try using curiosity as a way into some of that deeper, more vulnerable, more honest work. And see if that shifts your experience a little bit. I'd love to hear in the comments what you think about that. If you already use curiosity, and if not, if that's something that you want to try or are going to try, I would love to hear that in the comments. So as you head into 2024, as the first month of 2024 is upon us, I just invite you to be intentional. To be intentional. What do you want the next year of your life to feel like? And that is something that is very much, in my opinion, done through the divine feminine energy. Searching for what do I want it to feel like is typically a divine feminine activity. And then bringing in the divine masculine and saying, how do I create structure around this so that I can be intentional and purposeful and I can reach this intention? So if I want to work with the energy of freedom, for example, I might come up with the word freedom as a word that I want to work with, an energy that I want to work with through my divine feminine channels. And then for me personally, I would switch over into divine masculine energy and start looking at how do I create structure around this so that I can feel freedom, so that I can taste freedom, so that I can experience freedom, so that I am freedom. How do I align with it? And that for me will look like, what is my self-care practice, and is it in alignment with creating freedom in my life? What is my psychic hygiene practice? What is my grounding practice? Are they promoting freedom in my life? Do I have structure around checking in on how I'm doing working with the energy of freedom, how I'm inviting it, where I'm aligning, where I'm not aligning? And so does that look like putting on my calendar once a month a check-in, or once a week a check-in on freedom? Does it mean checking in daily? Does it mean writing it on a whiteboard where I see it every single morning as I go to walk out the door? Is it a sticky note on my mirror? Having that divine masculine, some structure around the word or the energy that you want to work with is incredibly powerful at making sure that you actually meet those goals and sit in that frequency or that vibration. I cannot wait to hear what energy you want to be working with as you move into 2024. And I can't wait to hear what you guys think of curiosity in introspective or shadow work. Thanks for joining us here at Rose Quartz Mediumship for this energy update for January 2024. We love having you here in our community and truly appreciate you.